diet, change your life, change the planet. Tim Van Orden here for the Running Raw Project, enjoying another cold, rainy, gray, Vermont wintry day. I'm out here creating a trail through the woods, a new path. And I've been thinking as I'm out here doing this, and I realized that creating a path through the woods is very similar to finding or creating your path in life. Finding your way, finding your purpose, finding your inspiration, your meaning, your muse. Because one of the questions that people ask me all the time is, Tim, I don't know what to do. If I knew what to do, I would do it, but I don't know what to do. I don't know what my purpose is. I don't have a path yet. And they're looking for a path. But the problem is, when you find a path, it's generally a path that somebody else has created. It's not your path. And we follow other people's paths, and we're generally not fulfilled when we do that. What you need to do instead of finding a path is you need to blaze a trail. And that's what the Running Raw Project has been for me for the past 7 years now. Blazing a trail where none existed. Creating my path. So I'm going to give you my method of creating a path in the woods as a metaphor for creating a path in your life. And I'm going to use the letter R to make it easy to remember. All right? So step one, recon. You got to get out there and you got to see what's possible. You go out and you recon. You read the land. You research. You see what's available. You see what is known. You see what is not known. You see who might be involved. You just look around. You recon. You just take it in. And after you've reconned and seen what ingredients are available to you, you rank them. I like this feature better than that one. This tree right here looks like it might be old growth, so I want to put the trail near the tree. And there's a mossy rock over there, and I like that mossy rock, and I may want to have a picnic there someday, so I'll make the trail go over there, and about a quarter mile that way is a little waterfall, and I want to go check that out. So you rank or rate what you come in contact with, what you discover during your recon, to kind of give you a rough idea of where you want the trail or your path to go in life or in the woods. And the next step, which I think is the most important step, is to rough it out. Create a rough sketch. People are so scared that they need to do it perfectly from the start, that they need to have all the answers before they can get into action, before they can move. They've got to have the education, the knowledge, the know-how, the contacts, the money, the beauty, the weight loss, whatever it is. No, you don't. And it's not like, well, you could do it perfectly or you could do it this way. You have to rough it out. It's a must. No artist starts without first doing a rough sketch. They take their paper, they take their canvas, and they do a rough sketch. It's not permanent. It's not dug into the canvas or the paper so deep that you can't remove it. It's a rough, gentle sketch. It's crude, and it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be perfect. Because you know you're going to make alterations. So you just kind of rough it out. So what I do is I rough up the leaves. Okay, so I know I've walked through here before. Or maybe I'll pile some rocks or pile some sticks to give myself some guideposts along the way, a rough idea of where I'm going to go. Not perfect. Intentionally rough. The next step is to come back again at a different time and review it. Walk along that path. Take a look around. See it in a different light. See it at a different time of day. See it in different weather. See it in a different mood. See it on an empty stomach, on a full stomach. Take another look. Is it still inspiring to you? Do some more recon. Are there other features that maybe you missed the first time because you were paying attention to something else? Take a look. And if you decide that one thing isn't working and something else might work better, rough it out in a different direction. Or keep both directions kind of rough. Two possibilities. Give yourself options. The next step is to go back over the path again and reduce or remove obstacles. Not the big ones, but the ones that are easy to get out of the way. For me, it might mean moving a branch, moving a rock, moving a small tree that's down. Nothing big yet, but just go through and make it easier. and then turn around and come back and do it in the opposite direction. And also review again. Take a look. Now that the path has fewer obstacles on it, how does it feel? You're moving at a different speed now. How does it feel to move on that path in a different direction at a different speed with fewer obstacles in your way? You may come across a really large obstacle while you're doing the review process. For me, it might be a tree down across the trail, and maybe it's 18 inches in diameter, and I've got a little handsaw. Well, what I'll do is I'll saw on that tree for 30 seconds, and then I'll continue doing my review. And the next time I come through, I'll saw on that tree for 30 seconds. And each time I go over this path, I will saw on that tree for 30 seconds. And some days, maybe I'll take 10 minutes. It's not going to go away right away, but large obstacles never do. But eventually, I'm going to get that tree off the trail. And because I only need to do it for 30 seconds at a time, it's not a huge commitment. And it doesn't stress me out or freak me out. It's just 30 seconds and move on. So I'll do these review steps several times, back and forth across the trails, reviewing, reducing, removing, little by little, removing the obstacles. But I'm not doing anything fussy yet. That's the next step. And that step I call refine. You go through and you start doing finer details. You start moving the earth, shaping the earth, grading it. If it's on a side slope, I'll get in there with a little pick and I'll flatten out the ground, or I'll make little rock walls. I'll make it look nice. I'll get rid of little things that you might trip on. I may cut some roots out of the trail. I go through and I do little refining steps. And then I'll go review again. So after doing many back and forths of refinement and reconsidering and reviewing and reducing and removing, I've now made that path much easier to navigate. The next step is to run, just to see how it feels. How does it feel to be in action on your path? Because if this is something you're really going to commit to, like a 7-year running ROM project, well, how does it feel to run? How does it feel to move on that path? Now, the path isn't perfect yet, and that's okay. Just we're getting a rough idea for what it's going to feel like to be in action once this path is up and running. Okay? So give it a run. And now that you're running on your path with a different speed and a different perspective, maybe you're going to need to make some alterations that you didn't see before, that you didn't consider before, which is why you never want to start trying to make it perfect, because you don't know what perfect is yet. It takes a long time to know what kind of path you want and how it's going to feel to run on it. So after you've run that path and you've got a good feel for it, go back and refine it. Make some adjustments and fine-tune the details. Make it the Rolls-Royce of paths. Make it yours. Decorate it. It's like you build a house and then you go in and you decide what wallpaper you want or what paint you want, what furniture you want. Make it yours. Make it your home. If this is something you're going to commit to, if this is going to be your path or your purpose, make it feel like home. And after you finish those refinements and it really feels like home, then you can realize your purpose, which for me is to run. Get out there and do what you know how to do, because you have built this trail. You know it better than anybody because it's yours. You didn't find a path. You didn't find somebody else's path, somebody else's dogma, ideology, product, whatever. You built it. You know it. It's you. Every inch of that trail is you. Now run. I hope that helps. That's how I make trails through the woods, and that's how I move through life, and that's how I engage with the world. And speaking of running, I've got to go because it's getting dark and I'm in the middle of the woods and it's a long way back. So I will talk to you later. Bye.